Hey everyone, Bob Berkevich, Pioneer Field Agronomist, Southeast Wisconsin, with a quick Friday morning update. In the southern tier counties, there's been a fair amount of corn that's been planted the last 2 to 3 days. We've gotten a few plots in and walked behind some planters, so it's been a nice run in that area. As we move north, there hasn't really been nearly as much field activity as we're still waiting for things to kind of dry out some more in that area. So with the corn that's gone in the ground and the forecast that we have, I know there's some people that are kind of wondering about the fate of that corn that's been planted, so we'll kind of hit on that here for a little bit. But first, it's important to remember that early planting is usually really good for our overall yield potential. As we get into the mid or late part of April and early May and conditions are fit for planting, it's always a good decision to plant some corn, just because of that high yield potential that we often see from earlier planting dates. Now, with a stressful weather event that we have coming here, we might have to take a little bit of bad with the good there. Some of the bad that we may see in some of these earlier planted fields could be some seeds that maybe swell up but never sprout if they go through that cold shock that it looks like they're going to go through. We might see some seeds that take longer to emerge, or the plants may take longer to emerge than their neighbors. We might have some coleoptiles that look a little bit club-shaped, a little bit thicker, stubbier than normal. May see some corkscrewed coleoptiles. We may see a little bit more leafing out underground as a result of some of this cold shock. So there's a lot of different symptoms that may show up as a result of this cold shock that may occur in these fields. We might lose a couple thousand seeds per acre out there, but again, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, the benefit that we're going to receive from the earlier yield or the earlier planting dates and the yield potential that comes with that may outweigh, and a lot of times will outweigh, some of the negatives that you might have as a result of the cold weather that's going to occur. So that's definitely kind of the bad with the good, if you will. Now, I will say, if we plant it into really good conditions, a nice seed bed, 2-inch planting depth, close up that furrow really nicely, that really nice situation could help mitigate some of the stress that we're going to have as a result of this weather event. Now, the opposite is kind of true though too. If we were out there maybe a day early when things were a little tacky and we didn't get that furrow closed up quite as well, or maybe we have some air pockets down there next to the seed and not quite as good a seed to soil contact, those stresses might kind of compound with this cold stress that we're going to go through, and give those seeds a little bit more of a challenge to establish a really good stand out there. Also, if we had some lighter soils that don't insulate as well, even in a really well prepared seed bed and everything done correctly, those lighter soils might suffer a little bit more from the cold stress as well, just because they don't insulate as well as our medium to heavier soils do. Now, if you're wondering if you didn't get as much rain last night and you could plant today, if you're wondering if you should, I think you need to remember and consider that corn, we really want to see at least 24 hours of warm and good soil conditions after planting for those seeds to have their best possible start. 24 hours is that minimum. With soybeans, it's kind of similar. That first 24 hours is really critical for the water that's going to imbibe into those seeds during that period. We want that not to be, frigid cold water that's really going to shock those seeds. After that initial 24 to 36 hour period, soybeans will handle the cold weather a little bit better than the corn. So, if you can plant today and are wondering what to do, maybe you would consider planting some soybeans if that's an option for you, and get some soybeans in the ground, and maybe leave the corn planter or corn planting that you have left to do later on after we get back in the fields after this weather event. So if you have any questions or thoughts, or kind of want to weigh your options, please feel free to let me know. Or, as always, talk to your Pioneer sales professional, and they can help you kind of walk through things and maybe come up with the best decision for your operation. So with that, please continue to stay safe. Good luck the rest of the spring, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.
That concludes this Pioneer Growing Point Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.